Well. This time we're saying well for XRP. Of course, over the last week or so, we've had a lot of accumulation to some of around $1.7 billion worth of XRP being accumulated by the good old whales with the anticipation of an XRP ETF. It's pretty much explaining why that thing is nearly up 7% for the day. $3.33, not bad. 3 is the magic number. But what we're going to do tonight is break it all down. We've got a few more days until Trump's inauguration, which is probably why everything could be getting ready to make a nice move up. We're also going to break down why this 100K point is going to be significant for Bitcoin. We're going to look at some order flow to help us understand if Bitcoin can retain this 100K point, then by the time we get to the inauguration, Bitcoin should be on its quest to try and take claim again towards that 102,000 resistance. So if you are new to the channel, welcome to Traders Reality. My name is Tino. Let's break it all down and give you some flavor for the evening. Here we go. So the stock market, they are kind of optimistic about what the Federal Reserve is talking about. I mean, comments from Waller suggesting they've got a dovish tone. So they are expecting interest rates to be cut in the first part of 2025. Now, with that being said, quickly going over to have a look at what assets were enjoying that. We go over to gold. Look what happened to gold. You can see gold has made a nice move to the upside. It is pulling back ever so slightly. This was a setup that I shared earlier on today on gold. So if I just show you right here, I was expecting gold to make a little bit of a reversal to then try and make the claim up towards the range daily high. 2,724 is what I was looking for with gold. And we ended up seeing that nice sweep to the upside right there. Red vector candle recovery range. That's what we were looking for. But what usually happens with gold, guys, is when the expectation of interest rates are coming down, then investors tend to turn to gold. Now, the thing is with gold, it's also an alternative spot for investors to gain yield, even though it's a zero yielding asset, but fundamentally it's deemed as a safe haven. So if people are thinking maybe the expectation of the future isn't so great on the dollar, but more so the interest rates are going to be coming down, why they're going to keep their money in dollars? Why would they? Because then you go over to the actual charts of the bonds market and you can see the bonds has actually done really well. It's starting to work its way back up, potentially coming back up towards, and we anticipate the 100 mark. I mean, if it can get above the 98 mark, then we are laughing. And on top of that, the yields themselves have taken a little bit of a tumble to the downside, which is good news for the stock market. With that being said, going into the 10-year yield, it is coming away quite aggressively. Now, this is positive for the stock market. When we go over to the stock market itself, you can see that the NASDAQ, it was quite tricky with today's price action. It has made a move down to come and test the 50 EMA. So it's really about whether she can sustain this point right now to make another claim to the upside, because she's doing a good job of holding this 50 EMA. Traders are protecting this range right here. This is CPI excitement that the inflation is looking like it's going to start coming down, but really what they're talking about is the interest rates are going to be cut. Now, going over into cryptocurrency, just to break it all down for you, Bitcoin, mad days, what a move. Bitcoin was kind of tricky today, I'm not going to lie. It was a very interesting play. We shared this play earlier on today with Bitcoin. Let's just quickly go over to Bitcoin right now. So here we were. We wanted to see Bitcoin try and make a recovery back down. And this is where I was talking about the vector candle block in the live stream earlier on this morning. And this was the principle coming into play. Bitcoin was to come back down to stay within the market's memory of the vector block, which is what you've got right here. And this line here was the midpoint of the vector. We go over to Bitcoin, you can see it comes straight into that point. It stayed within the actual area of the block, vector block itself. And that's why I said it was a little bit tricky, because they did come down, but the market's memory got triggered again. Red candle, green candle formation, shift out to the upside. And Bitcoin has now managed to claim that 100K point once again. Same story for Ethereum as well. We wanted to see Ethereum try and make a move up, but she hasn't quite finished the play just yet. But the block principle is looking like it's starting to work itself out. I said today that Bitcoin will probably move first and then Ethereum will probably move later on. But with that being said, we're not really seeing that much activity. But Solana today, she smashed it for me. That was another setup that we shared earlier on today in Solana. We wanted to see it come up. It was making such a fast move today in the pre-markets. And we wanted to see Solana come up and clear that 218 mark itself. And then, of course, she came up and cleared the 217.19 before she corrected. All right. So these are the sort of setups that you get on the Traders Reality website as a platinum member. So if you're interested in that, go and check it out. Now, with that being said, let's have a look at what's going on. So $1 billion XRP in a week from the whales because of the ETF speculation. With that being said, NASDAQ submits a form for Canary Litecoin ETF. Like, what on earth? Litecoin ETF coming out under the wood, man. It's no one. I ain't paid attention to Litecoin, but it's not doing too bad, guys. Quickly go over to Litecoin itself just to see where we are with it. And here we go. Where are we with Litecoin? Oh, God, I need to make sure I do that, type it properly. Here we go. So we'll just go over to Bybit. You can see Litecoin is trading at $126, making a nice move to the upside. And quite frankly, it is a decent asset to trade because it does move really smoothly when you actually look at how she moves. But nice big pump to the upside. Of course, speculation with the NASDAQ. That is some reason that's why she's making a move. With that being said, going over to XRP. So she's made the move up. Now we're looking like we want to see her try and correct back down again. And as I said earlier on in the live stream, we're looking for these corrective areas where XRP could effectively form a bounce from this range to make the move to the upside. Okay, so just be careful if you are in XRP positions. Remember, open interest is massive right now. Everyone is favoring longs to the upside. Oh, what's this? Lots of liquidations have come into play, guys. But looking at that, you can see this is XRP liquidations. They've just came and eaten those liquidations. Quickly going over and having a look at Bitcoin liquidations. Come on, what are you doing? Here we go. Earlier on, when we were talking about the amount of open interest coming in on Bitcoin, well, you can see right now, we still got more traders coming in. Look, there's 646, 461 million, and you got 600 there. There's just over $1 billion worth of short liquidations around that 103 region, which is where I'm going to be talking to you. That you've got to be very careful of this range right now. Okay, so as we go over to the higher time frames, go to the daily time frame, you can see that Bitcoin's come down to come back up. If this candlestick closes positively by the end of the day and it actually tries to claim some more of its high that it made earlier on this morning, that is a very strong sign for Bitcoin, which means that these pushes to the upside are going to be engineered to send Bitcoin higher and then, of course, come back into the violet vector candle recovery region, which is what I'm expecting Bitcoin to do over the next few days. Remember, I've got a projection of 110,000 with Bitcoin, but just look at the journey that Bitcoin is more than likely going to take by the principle of the vector candles. You can see you've got previous imbalances, and we're expecting that Bitcoin's going to come through and attack those liquidations and attack those imbalances, which is what you see right here. Okay. Now, going into the calendar, we don't really have anything to be worried about tomorrow other than of retail sales for the GBP. But fundamentally, going into the Trump's inauguration, the market will be closed on Monday. As you can see over here, I'll just quickly show you. You can see they've got a bank holiday on the Monday, and that is, of course, US banks will be closed in observance of Martin Luther King Day. Now, it will be low liquidity, irregular volatility, but that happens to be the day that Trump does his inauguration. Now, with that being said, going into tonight, Asia will too get the news about the retail sales and, of course, the dovish comments coming from the FOMC speakers. Be very mindful. Asia usually marks up going into Thursday and at the close, of course. And then, of course, going into Friday morning, it will be the last day for the traders in the legacy markets. So they're going to have one more attempt to either finalize positions, take profits. So if you are in that situation where you could be getting ready to take some profits, please do so. And just to put it like this, don't complain when you take profits. If I say pay yourselves, there's no one that went broke paying themselves. And when you find someone that is broke because they were paying themselves, let me know. But you're going to spend a long time trying to find out who that person is because they don't exist. Who goes broke paying themselves? With that being said, mad love and respect, guys. Enjoy your evening, and I'll tune into you all tomorrow. Take care of yourselves, gang. Peace.